So this is the CuddleCot that's already set up at the moment, and it's been filled up with water. And then the hose goes into the bottom chamber here, and all the water then will just go along this tube. So this is with the snuggle cot, but it's got a hole just in at the side for the tubing to fit through. But you don't actually need it to work with this basket. It can actually go into any other basket cot. It can go onto the bed, and then it attaches to a mat that is just seen in the base here. And I'll just grab a smaller version. So the smaller version looks like this. So on the underneath, that's exactly what's there. It's just slightly larger, and then that gets plugged in just to where the tubing is at the side there, and then that's connected, and then this will fill with water. So the one on the base there is already plugged in, so that's now filled with water. And then what this keeps doing is keeps circulating water all the way around constantly through that tube, back into the machine, and then it keeps pushing that cold water through. So once you've got this set up, I typically would recommend you always place a layer, but ideally a thin layer, so just something like a muslin or just a sheet just on top of there. And then the baby can just be placed straight on there. The baby doesn't have to be undressed. The baby can just stay in clothes, but just don't wrap any excessive layers. And then the baby can just be placed in there, and then you can pop whatever's comfortable for the family. So just something like a blanket, teddy. So what will happen here is the baby now laying on that mat will have obviously the mat underneath. That's going to keep circulating cold, so any heat from the baby is going to go into that mat. That gets absorbed into there and constantly circulated through the machine and then back into here. So this keeps this mat cold. It's not freezing to touch because it doesn't need to be, because it's constantly circulating. So you sometimes have other cooling devices that are going to be much colder and more like a fridge, but that will build up condensation because it's got so cold. So you don't get the same kind of dampness across the baby, but then the baby is nice and cool to touch but not absolutely freezing, so it's not as startling for the family. And then that means that the family will be able to have more time with the baby because it will reduce any changes or deterioration that happens on the baby.
Thank you.